Well, another away defeat, but a better battling performance after the early sending off. And it's all on next Saturday at the lunchtime shootout with Middlesbrough. For me, although unlucky, the only decision was a sending off of the Silva. But yet again, we got caught out with a long ball over the top. Collins was solid throughout, came out for the ball, punched it, caught it, made three great saves during the game. The post saved us twice, but yet again, an error by Brad seems costly every time. It's been an interesting Saturday because obviously it didn't go well for us. But as of 5 minutes ago, I'm looking at the table and it's all down to us. So welcome to the show, Chris, who's coming on today because the rest of the crew are travelling back from Luton. The first thing is, Chris, the omission of Milan, which is a worry, isn't it?
Yeah, so obviously it got mentioned on social media this morning, and I thought it was probably a wind up, but no, he was missing. I've still not heard anything on what the actual issue is. I'm hoping it comes out it's illness or something, and he's going to be back ready to go next Saturday. Because with a potential suspension for De Silva now, we're very light on fullbacks next week.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a brief show tonight because we've got a full show tomorrow night, so we're going to go straight into it. The sending off. We didn't start particularly well, I don't think. Yet again, a very slow start. We kind of expected Luton to come at us, but we did get caught out with the ball over the top, down the left-hand side, and it's happened time and time again this season. And although unfortunate, sending off, unfortunately, that's the rules. From the angle that Sky gave, you could just see as they were running, his knee clipped his foot, and his foot clipped his own foot, and he fell over. Probably harsh. I don't know what your views are on that.
I felt it was harsh, but it is the letter of the law. He was the last man, and he has got caught with a ball over the top, which unfortunately, I don't know whether it's because of his height or he's going forward too far. He gets caught out a lot with this ball. De Silva does, unfortunately, over the top. I've noticed that was it West Brom had a few over the top. I think Portsmouth did in the game before that, and it's just unlucky. It's unfortunate. It is harsh, yes, but it is a red. I don't think there's any way around that.
And bizarrely, we seem to adapt. I mean, I thought Luton would actually throw the kitchen sink and everything at us, but it didn't really happen, I don't think. And I mean, us watching it as Cov fans were probably really nervous, but the way they're talking on the commentary, they actually felt we were dealing with it quite well, didn't they? You know, we were soaking the pressure, and Brad in goal, to his credit, was taking catches, was good on corners, of which we gave a lot of. But I don't really feel we didn't look like we were going to concede in that first half.
No, it has to be pointed out. I've been very, critical of Collins in the past. But he had a good game up until the goal. It has to be said. Obviously that one he's tipped onto the bar. That is a brilliant save. It's a class save, and we managed the game well, I thought, and just at the end, mistakes cost us. It's not even like that something that they've created or it's a good piece of play from them that's caused the goal. It is a literal mistake that we've gifted to them on a
we have. I'm just going to stick to the first half first. I thought Wright did well. He did a lot of tracking back, had to. I'm not sure it would have been Sakamoto taken off, though. Personally, I would have sacrificed Sims because I'm not sure what he's offering at the minute. And I thought you keep Sakamoto on and you put Jamie Allen on in the middle, or even Eccles like he brought on in the second half, because somebody had to sit on Liam Walsh. You forget how good a player he was for us when you actually saw him on the pitch today. He totally controlled that game in that first half, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He's just calm on the ball. That is what we need. I mean, obviously I feel we've got that with Grimes. He has transformed our midfield, but I just think how good would our midfield be if we could tempt Walsh back in the summer? That'd be a great signing for me. But he did manage the game very well for them. In terms of Sims, as you'll know, I'm a big fan of Sims, as is Vicky. But he seems to be playing in his own head at the minute. His confidence is gone. It's shot. You hoped with it being the 3-5-2 formation, which is the formation he bagged all his goals with in the winter, over that good run that he had. you thought he might come alive in the game today, but no, he went missing. I suspect that Frank was hoping that he could hold the ball up and try and bring others into play, even though we were down to 10 men. And that's just not happened today. Just times the ball's even bouncing off him, and it's not great.
Well, today, I mean, after our game, I thought, all right, I'm going to watch. I was watching Millwall and Swansea and watching Middlesbrough and Norwich at the same time, trying to keep ahead of everything. First thing I noticed at Middlesbrough, how empty the ground was. I can't believe that. That's the last home game of the season. You're thinking if they get a win, they've got a chance of going into the playoff position. I thought that ground's full. But Norwich, with nothing to play for, were fantastic. And Miles pointed out Josh Sargent during the week, saying he'd be a great player to have. And that's a kind of forward we need, the way we play. He comes deep, he gets the ball, he runs behind defenders. He's an absolute menace for the whole game. And he looks fluid when he's running. It's not like it's so quick, and and he's getting in and out defenders. And they got that Saints as well. I think that was his name, the Spanish guy. Saints, another good player and the pair of them work really well. And for me, that's what we need up front. And that's what it's a shame that Bassett hasn't come on as well as we were hoping to after we saw him at the start of the season, because he would have been ideal if he'd got his head right, basically, because that's what you need in a game like that. Somebody's prepared. I mean, dare I say it, obviously he's at Leicester, but somebody like Vardy, that kind of player who just... Yeah, you know what I mean? That kind of player, where you're actually on it on the defenders and giving them a hard time. I just thought they had it easy, their defenders today, for virtually the whole game. I'm going to read some comments. Dart farts, we should have won the game. We don't deserve to get into the playoffs. We are on the average team without any key players. David M, we're totally dominated from beginning to end. Very lucky to get away with only a 1-goal defeat, not a single shot on target. Bomber Bidwell, dirty Luton. I've deserved to play in the 3rd division, that crappy stadium team, and what a hole. He also says, Dark Farts, yes, you're correct. We don't deserve the playoffs. We rode our luck there, but Lady Luck ran out. But after 45 matches, we are 6th, and we're there because of goal difference. And wherever we think, I think after 45 matches, you deserve to be there if you're 6th, regardless how well we're playing or not. We can still do it, says Greg North. Ref had no ability to control the match today. Joe Burnham, Collins done it again. It was inevitable. And he also says, remember when we were discourse around Luton not being allowed to up due to their stadium? The league bottled it there. Oasis 418 literally had enough of seeing Collins and Sims in the team. Watching Sims is like sticking a needle in your eye, painful. Also says Lampard has to take criticism for Collins. If you pick garbage, then you get garbage. And I know we are there on merit, but how poor have we looked for most games this season? It has really been dross at times all over. Wayne Brewerton, it's down to the last game. Beat Borough, we are there. Assassins Unite. As Mars always says, stay positive. A win, and we're in the playoffs. In Lampard, we trust. It is now because of that point, because I was a bit worried. I didn't realise how close Millwall were, actually, especially the goals as well. I'm thinking, please don't win 5-0. Joe Burnham, think Milan's off if we don't make playoffs. Sims is already on the beach, according to Mick Kelly. Just our reality. Lampard needs to be held accountable for this time, repeatedly choosing Collins over, costing points in the games since he's been in the team. Harry 74, though we were excellent, though we thought we were excellent, to be honest, against a team fighting for their lives. Let's get behind the boys rather than barracking them. We can beat Borough, no problems. Apparently it's a groin injury, that's right. But he may be fit for Saturday. Onyx fact irrelevance of today. 1 win is guaranteed playoff place. Wayne Ghost, they defended so well for ages. Such a shame in the end, but they can take heart from a defensive performance. Collins played great until the inevitable. Why can't he do the basics right? Wayne Littlewood, I don't agree it was a red card and I felt it was harsh. No intention from Silva. However, Collins, what a joke. And Sims, less said the better about them both. Liam was, we kept going long and it wasn't working. It never does. Look, I'm just sick of moaning about it. I know you feel. Collins did have a great game up until he didn't. Why didn't he leave it to Kitchen is beyond me. Defended well, which was great to see. A point would have been great. Even at 10v10, we still looked abject and pretty boring to watch. No speed in our play at all. Mick Kelly, how many mistakes has Collins cost us? About 9 points. Martin Goodall. All his goals, Sims has scored 6 in 42 games. think we looked solid 10v11, opened up too much 10v10. We started to look vulnerable. Leicestershire Sky Blues, high all from the dark side of the M69, agreed. What exactly is Sims offering at the moment? Assassins Unite, we're still in the playoffs after Robbins was rightly dismissed. We were 17th, now a win guarantees playoff. Coventry, first two out in the summer, Collins and Sims. Paul McCauley. Van Avac was at the game today along with Bobby Thomas. Van Avac looks to have kind of thigh problems. It looked strapped up. Apparently it's his groin. Bassett is injured. It's great, isn't it? They're all injured. Wayne Litwood, Josh Sargent would be ideal for us. Said this last season, he's a beast and could do more damage than Wright and Sims combined. Playing with Sims, says Pompey Lil, equals City playing with 10 men. Assassins Unite, back Collins, great game and one mistake. You get what you deserve. We're in the playoffs, you deserve it. Playing Sims and Collins is like starting with 9 men, says Oasis 418. And Assassins Unite, I think he likes something. Bassett hasn't given the game time to improve this game. Looked tired and out of ideas, says Lee Lawton. Peter Doolan thought we fought well in the match to get a draw until Calamity Collins gets involved. Feel like it's still in our hands. And Paul Stratton, why can't we sign a goalkeeper who saves us 10 points a season opposed to one that cost us 10 points a season? Well, that's true. I mean, we go into the second half and I'll just put a star there to see where I am because there's quite a few comments. So the second half starts, it's 0-0, and we kind of wouldn't say get out of jail, but we deserved to be goalless at half time. I thought we did enough battle in that half. I know we didn't create anything up front, but in all honesty, nor did Luton, did they?
No, they didn't. Yeah, for a team fighting for their lives, they were pretty tame actually, and the way the endings happened, it's gone. The way Sky were carrying on at the end, it was like, oh, they've had this amazing performance. They've done well to fight for their lives, but they didn't. As far as I'm concerned, they didn't hold up their end of the bargain today, and they were gifted what they got. It's not something that they, as I said earlier, it wasn't some great move from Luton that's been done us. It's our own mistake.
And what's frustrating is that it's almost like we've waved the storm, hadn't we? We got over the worst of it because I was worried about the first 10 minutes or so, 10, 15 minutes of the second half. And I thought, we can look like we can get away with this. I mean, they had the chance where Walsh hit the bar, then they had one where they hit the post. There's some great blocks. I mean, defensively, when we looked at that defensive lineup, we thought, oh dear, this could be turkey shoot, couldn't it? And like I'm saying, Collins held firm, and then Walsh gets sent off. And you got the guy who controlled the match gets sent off. And I'm thinking, brilliant. 10v10, they've lost the main playmaker. There's nobody else in that team getting on the ball for Luton, really. I mean, they're going out wide occasionally, but I thought we could go and do this now. But we didn't have a shot on target all game. And we're a team who are in the top 6. I don't understand it, Chris. What is it about us that we can't get a shot on target?
I don't know. It just sometimes I think we do overplay when we go forward. Not that we really went forward that much today, but even sometimes at home, I think sometimes rather than just getting it in the box, the mixer, sometimes we just overplay. And I think having no shots on target when you've got something to play for in a game is almost unforgivable. And Frank needs to look at this game now and figure out why that's happened and try and fix it, because we can't be having that next week. We just can't be.
Yeah, we need pace up front next week, because I was watching Middlesbrough today. They were getting turned over quite easily down the flanks. They were really struggling, and they got away with that goalless draw today, in fact. Which is the frustrating part is Walsh got sent off, but in some ways it was hard for us to take the advantage because we'd obviously made substitutions that we had to make.
Yeah, we took a tackle off,
Yes, exactly. Which, it's kind of like the options you got up front have gone now because you've taken them off.
Yeah.
And it was just frustrating. And the other thing is it's one win away against the bottom 11 clubs, I think. And we've had defeats at Derby, defeats at Plymouth, a defeat at Luton, we drew at Hull, and these are teams fighting for their place in the championship, which is fair enough. But aren't we fighting to try and stay in the playoffs? So, you meet 5 with fire, and I just feel we're not doing that in these games at all. I don't know what you think.
We're not. We're falling over the line is what we're doing at the moment, and we might not make it all the way over depending on what happens next Saturday. What is also concerning is if we do get over that line, we do finish in the playoffs. This type of form in a two-legged Sheffield United match, you know, I'd like to try and be optimistic, but I mean, they tore us apart at their place at Bramall Lane because they just looked a level above us. And to try and manage them over 2 games, what I'm really annoyed at, I think we could do them over 1 game because at Wembley, showpiece, anyone can do anything. And we saw that with Man United last season. But I wanted 5th because I wanted Sunderland over 2 legs because I actually think Sunderland's run out of steam. I think they're there for the taking, whoever does end up playing Sunderland.
Yeah.
You know, we've missed a real good chance to secure our playoffs. I mean, a point today would have been worth its weight in gold. Just that point, and it's fallen apart right at the end again, like it did at Hull. So we need some of our players back. I think a lot of what's happening with the play, we have got a lot of our good players out. I think look at the list, you got Milan, EMC, Thomas, Torp. De Silva's now going to be suspended. That's 5 just off the top of my head. I'm pretty sure there's a couple of others. We had a couple of scares with Sheaf and Lats today as well. So it seems like the team's falling apart a little bit, to be honest.
When De Silva got sent off, I actually forgot Bidwell was on the bench because I was thinking, who are we going to bring on? I couldn't work out who's coming on. I'm thinking, oh no, what's happening here now? Is he going to have to? And I thought, oh, maybe Burrow's going to come on the right. And then I realised Bidwell's on the bench. I didn't see him sitting there. Now, of course, we can't not discuss the goal. It's 90 minutes. It's like, come on, boys, just see it out. Nothing stupid. And it's a lofted ball. And for me, this is a combination of a defence that has got no confidence in our keepers, maybe Dovin, and also a keeper who, for some reason, doesn't feel like he can trust his defenders either, because that ball's on the 18-yard line. And it reminded me of the goal at Millwall away, where I think it was, I want to say Simon Moore, it might have been, where he come running out. Somebody will correct me, for a free kick. We're cruising, weren't we? Against Millwall. 2-0 up, and he comes out. Yeah, and he comes out with the ball, no need for it, and they head it into an empty net. And the annoying thing is, even after they did the cock up, Louis Binks, had he got a right foot, he could trap that ball. There's no pace on it.
Yeah, Binks should have cleared. So I think it's important to point out that it's unfortunate that Collins is going to get a lot of criticism again, and rightfully so, because it was a stupid decision. But it should be pointed out that Binks is equally as culpable because that ball should have been cleared. It wasn't a hard shot to clear safely away from goal, and he's ended up, I can call it a spooner back in the day, but spooning it into his own net on the clearance. So it is worth pointing that bit out. But in terms of Collins, I mean, the fine lines we have in football, that one mistake doesn't happen, and Collins has had a really good, solid 90-minute performance. And a lot of the people criticising him or have been over the last few weeks, me included, eating a bit of humble pie. But then in that one moment, it's ramped all the pressure way back up again. Just craziness, lack of communication, I would say. I don't think Collins shouts as he's coming out. He could have done. He could have said keepers, and then Kitchen's ducking out the way instead of getting in each other's way. And it was those two getting in each other's way that cost us the second goal against Burnley in the early in the second half.
And also, if he's coming out that far, he's got to come out and get everything. And if you clobber the defender, well, that's his fault, isn't it? But you got to collect it all, haven't you? You can't, and he doesn't do anything, does he? He sort of just jumps into his back. Yeah. It's just if it had been a forward, he'd have got a free kick for that Kitchen, wouldn't he? The way he jumped into his back.
Yeah.
So of course we go a goal down, and basically. It's good night Vienna, isn't it? There's I couldn't see us pulling the goal back then. We looked pretty disheartened. I mean, we had a go with a couple of sort of crosses in the box, but of course, ultimately, we're saved by Norwich getting a result at Middlesbrough, which I know Millwall won and Burn Rovers won, but it was critical that Middlesbrough didn't win today
Yeah,
because of their
couldn't win.
goal difference, because they could have just turned up at our place and just, well, play the low block and that would be it, wouldn't it? But
Yeah,
now, I mean, we are in a great position still. We're at home. I mean, Bristol City are playing on, are they playing Leeds, are they? I think Monday night or
Bristol
somebody.
playing Leeds Monday night. Yeah,
Yeah, and
away
I'm
as
not
well, I think. And also, I was looking at the fixtures earlier. I'll get it quickly back up because Bristol have got a hard game next week as well. I don't think. Yeah,
they
Preston,
got
who are now right in the mire because of their loss today. They're only a point above the relegation zone, which I didn't realise. I thought they were safe, so that shocked me.
blimey. Oh, they
So
could go down. Yeah, I didn't realise that.
Preston really could go down. So Preston, I've got everything to play for now against Bristol. So that's not going to be an easy game for Bristol to navigate. So it's just really now intriguing what happens next. Everything's up in the air. Like the relegation battle, I think there's about six teams. All
Yeah.
two of them are going to go down. Any one of six could go. Even Stoke could still go.
Yeah.
Although,
And also, Chris, I'm looking at the table. Now, you consider how well Sunderland have done this season and the way they started. We're only 10 points behind them. You know, and that's what's frustrating. I mean, we joked about this a few weeks ago and saying, I wonder if we could catch Sunderland. We were on that run. I mean, you look at the fixtures we had, especially the teams in the lower half of the table. We should have been up there. We should have put in those performances. That maybe it is the fact we've lost EMC again, Torp injured, and players in and out of the team all the time has been a contribution to that. So, although Mr. King says we've got a top six deck, we may have when they're all fit. The first 11 might be, but I do question what we've got on the bench at the minute. You know, I think they could do a job, can't they? But they're not quite there, are they, really?
No, they're not. I think more work is going to need on the depth of the squad next summer. Obviously, if we go up, there's probably going to be wholesale changes again in the team. But if we don't, which, let's be honest, there's obviously more chance we're staying in this division than we're getting out of it at this point. If we don't, more work is still going to be needed to bring players in. And obviously, unless he's planning on selling big, he's going to have to put his own money up to fund this summer's transfer business.
Yeah, I'm not sure they're going to do that, are they? That's the thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure what big money we'll get for certain players. That's the other thing as well. Assassin's United says, does anyone think Lampard wants to pick Collins? Should he pick the youth keeper? Grow up. Pompey Little, ball aimed at Sims, just, he can't hold the ball up, so the possible attack breaks down and we're then defending again. Frank Wood, it's not over. If we beat Middlesbrough, Bristol lose, next two, it's Sunderland in the semis. Well, there is that, and that would be ideal, Frank. And if that happens, then there's certainly a football god up there, because we've gone about it the hardest way possible, haven't we, really? Frank Wood, it's not over. Collins was unlucky. It was like Chris says, he was basically, I was already going, right, when I go on tonight, I'm going to say it straight away. Collins, what a performance. Well done. And then it's almost like the old days of the stop press and the pink, we have to change it. You
curse them, the pundits curse.
That's Miles, more mix-ups. Hi, guys. It's still in our hands. It is. Well, it is now. It is now. So hopefully the travel back's not so bad from Luton. Daniel Townley Rose, our starting 11 when fully fit is good. Playoff challenging team. Correct, I agree. It's a squad depth, however, where we look awful. Collins, Binks, Latty, Sims, BTA are well below par for a championship team. Lee Lishman, it's the hope that kills you every time. We get ourselves into a positive position. We shoot ourselves in the foot. We never learn our lessons. Similarly, goal at Burnley. Yeah, similar goals at Burnley. Once you can understand, but twice amateuristic. We get bullied too easy on the ball. Kev 380. The lost point only makes a difference if Leeds thump Bristol City on Monday. Playoffs start a week earlier now. Get behind the team. Well, we are, because it's a sellout. Just our reality. Frank Wood, unlucky would be a game here or there. He's not unlucky every single week, is he? There's a pattern. Gusto Audio, I didn't expect us to pick up any points today, but to lose like that is sickening. Godden would have scored more goals than Sims has this season. Fair play to Latty. He was injured. His ankle was strapped up and he played on. I thought it was really bad. Did you think that as well? When he went over, I thought it was a goner.
Yeah.
Wes Handley, for me, I'd have taken Sims off instead of Tats. I thought it was too early. Lee Dan says, "Hi, Claudio. Good to meet you yesterday. We stuck together and defence keeper was good until mistake at the end. Let's not blame single players. It's all on Middlesbrough now, which I think will win." That was funny. I was walking around the ground. My wife was meant to have an operation yesterday. The well done, University of Coventry Hospital, how you can actually cock up an appointment. She was meant to have an operation, Chris, and it was a post-op instead of the actual op. And I was got visions of somebody else. They mixed up the patient numbers. So there's probably somebody on a theatre table having a gallbladder removed. And they've gone in for a check.
It's like the old saying, isn't it? Like, when I went on my knee and I felt like putting on the other leg, not this one idiot with an arrow pointing to the other knee. You just hurry hospitals, don't you?
When I had my ACL, that's what they did. They put a great big black marker and an arrow to my knee. And I went, "Oh, is that just in case you get the right one?" She went, "Yes."
Oh,
I thought, well, dear.
Builds you with confidence, doesn't it?
I know, yeah. I think it's a bit harsh on Collins. Made some great saves and only one mistake, but it's the key mistake, Lee. This is the problem.
Yeah.
He makes it in the first minute. You got a whole game, but
to recover,
with 5 minutes to go, that's game over, isn't it? Against a team who are desperate to stay in the division. Leicestershire Sky Blue, does Lampard look like he's chewing a wasp in recent interviews? To tell you what, he's not happy with Clive, is he? He don't like answering the questions at the minute.
Have you seen his interview today?
Yeah.
He's had a pop at the refs again. So I hope that, rightfully so, though, and he's absolutely right what he says about the Plymouth one. I know we lost 3-1, we played poorly, but the bottom line is that player should have been sent off for that challenge. It was a disgusting challenge. Now he goes on to score 2 and assist the other goal.
Yeah.
You know, I understand why he's angry.
And today, their player kicked Josh Eccles.
Yeah.
And if you kick out, you get sent off. Yeah, you don't get booked. But also, we'll flip it the other way. Sakamoto did the same, didn't he? And recently, when he kicked at somebody, and he got a talking to. So it's rubbish, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just so inconsistent.
Yeah, Lee Dan, maybe De Silva's red card gets overturned as it wasn't deliberate. Hope Milan gets back soon. I'm not even sure he'd have gone on to score, to be honest. He was still I mean, I know Brad Collins is in goal, but surely the ref doesn't know that. He must think he's still got to go a fair way before he gets in the box and shoot. And there's defenders running back as well. Dickie Cattle, 3 minutes later, and Collins would have been hero, but now 0, offer nothing up front and some bite. Borough will be equally deflated going in. Blackburn Millwall on form to take it from us. Paul Stratton, let's hope some of our injuries clear up for the Saturday. Squad is now threadbare. Frank now has limited options. Please, Frank, change the goalkeeper. If Wilson's on the bench, he's got to be fit. I mean, if Collins gets injured after a minute, what happens then?
Well, that's true, but that is the rumour, isn't it? They reckon he's not gone with Wilson because he's not fully fit. But with that said, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about bringing in Wilson just for that one game because he's got to get himself up there for that one game. I don't know. Just something about it makes me feel a bit uneasy, as much as I wouldn't like Collins in. But for me, I think it's crazy that at the start of the season, I criticised Oliver Dovin very heavily. I think rightfully so. Some of his performances were shocking at the start of the season. But the way he changed and came on and started improving, him getting injured at Sheffield United in the manner that he did, I feel that's what's derailed our promotion push more than anything.
It's been felt, hasn't it?
Yeah. It's noticeable that he's not there.
I'll read out 3 comments and I'll get Ken in because I can see him in the background. Middlesbrough didn't play well today, but they had enough up front to hurt us, especially with our weakened defence. That's from David M. Finn, why we started on the back foot, God only knows again. Latty is a passenger, awful player. Rather Collins than him. At least Collins is a great shot stopper, but it's silly, easy mistakes. Mark Rainbow. So now we know what we have to do. Make the players not lose to Borough, equal or better Millwalls and Blackburn score. We can finish anywhere between 5th and 9th. Basically, it's what we said at the start of the week. We just got to beat Borough, basically. And
with that said, Millwall as well, people worried about Millwall because they're in form and that. Well, they've not long lost 4-1 a couple of games ago, and they've got to go away at Burnley, who are fighting Leeds for the championship. So I'm not actually so worried about Millwall, but Blackburn...
We just got to turn up. I'll get Ken in now.
Hello.
All right, Ken.
Evening,
Hello,
Ken.
mate. All right. Hello there. Just got
Are
back.
you? First of all, I've got to ask: are you parked up and safely?
I I am parked safely just in the pub car park in Coventry. Yes.
Right. So, obviously, view from beyond the goal. Um, your thoughts on the sending off first?
Well, we didn't have a very great view of the sending off. We weren't sure whether he actually touched him or not. So I've seen videos and people saying that he did actually sort of collide with him, didn't he? Wasn't a lot in it, was there? From what I'm hearing.
No, his knee kind of came across and hit his foot, and that made his foot clip his own heel. Basically, so that's the
Yeah.
contact, the knee on the foot.
Yeah.
And at that
Was
point,
it
thinking
a
over.
goal scoring opportunity? I mean, I don't know. Was it? I mean,
That's debatable.
yeah, that's the rules. It's got to be a clear and obvious goal scoring opportunity to get a red card.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that was, but
And
from
then,
where we were anyway.
and we were saying the rest of the first half, although we were under pressure, it didn't really feel like they were going to score because there was a lot of balls flashing across the box and not much else, was there?
No, I thought we defended brilliantly after that sending off. I mean, it's hard enough to play there with 11 men, never mind 10. And I thought, oh God, here we go now. And then we just defended brilliantly. You know, we hoofed it long when we needed to and just clear the lines. And they were struggling. They were struggling to break us down. They really were. And I thought, yeah, it was great. And then obviously half time came, and I was, reasonably happy. I thought we got to half time, and I thought we could pinch this, and we're still in the game basically.
So Liam Walsh got sent off, and we were saying he was their main player. For him going off, I thought like, this gives us a real chance now. But
I
we
didn't
didn't
quite
really.
see what happened. What happened there? Was he had a bit of a scuffle with Binks, was it?
Yeah, he sort of pushed him. I'm not sure if he pushed him in the face, but there was a collision, and the ref just gave him a straight red. But he was their playmaker, which meant we had a real chance then to get on the ball, which we did, but we still had no shots on target. What is wrong with us away from home?
Well, we struggled to get full. Yeah, I mean, when it went down to 10 against 10, the fans in the ground had a great feeling that we could go on and win it. But we just didn't get forward enough, did we? We just didn't create anything. Radoni, for all he's trying and everything, he was trying his best. But Hadji and Sims didn't really have a sniff, and obviously Sims went off in the end. But even when they made a few subs, it didn't quite work out. We just didn't get forward enough. No shots, really, was there? No, we didn't test their keeper.
No, not at all, which is a worry. And it's happened quite a few away games this season. I was saying we've won one against the bottom 11, I think, away from home or something. It's not great. What about your view on the goal then? Because you're obviously down the other end.
I could. Yeah, it was down the other end. So I just seen a bit of a mix-up between Kitchen and the goalkeeper, wasn't it? I'm not sure. I'd have to have a look at it again. You've seen it on telly. I mean, a lot of people obviously blaming Collins. I don't know whether it was Collins or Kitchen's fault or a bit of both. But at the end of the day, someone's got another situation where someone's got to take command, haven't they? Especially that late in the game, and just get rid of it. But obviously, it didn't happen. And obviously, when you concede a goal late like that, you're going to struggle to get back in the game. And it was just devastating when that goal went in, because a draw would have been a brilliant result, because I thought we defended really well. That's the best I've seen us defend for a long time. And to be fair, Collins was having a good game, up until then. His kicking was brilliant. His long kicks, and he come out and he dealt with most stuff, and he was having a reasonable game. I thought he did okay. And then obviously that mix up at the end, and that's it. And then there's no way back.
Well, this is the difference between a class goalkeeper and just your run-of-the-mill keeper, isn't it, really? Because that's where you've got to have a cool head, haven't you, in that situation? And Kitchen's got no chance because he's looking at the ball. He's not expecting his keeper to come out on the 18-yard line and take him out, basically, is what he did.
Yeah.
And then Binks, you wouldn't have seen it. Binks probably should have done better with his clearance. He got his feet all wrong. He tried to play it with his left foot when he should have played it with his right, basically. Any other day, you'd have given that goal.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it again. I don't really want to look at it again, but
I wouldn't bother.
That was it. When they scored, everybody was deflated, really, because I thought we deserved a point. overall, but
I'm
you
gonna
always get what you deserve in football, do you?
I'm going to read a few more messages. This is only a short show because we've got the main one tomorrow where Ken will be hosting, hopefully. Paul Stratton, Frank fuming at the post-match interviews, think the questions aren't helping. Nathan Sullivan, shoot and we score goals. No shooting equals no goals. Assassins Unite, Doven and Torp are the biggest misses. Lampard run over a black cat. Has he run over a black cat? Cameron Rossi, Collins, what was he thinking? Defender clears it with a header. Why attack our own player? Mark Rainbow says Plymouth and Cardiff are definitely down now, are they?
No.
Yes, Plymouth needs to score 8 goals, I think.
Oh, Cardiff are
Plymouth
bottom.
do. I think Cardiff are down. Cardiff are down. Yeah. Cardiff
have we
are
beaten
down.
Cardiff?
And Plymouth
have we
need to
beaten
score.
Cardiff this season?
Drew them twice.
Useless.
Drew, yeah.
2-2.
Unbelievable, isn't it? When you look at that table, how have Cardiff gone down there? It's amazing. You're worried about your own team. You don't notice other teams, do you? Sometimes.
Well, believe it or not, Preston are in it still.
Yeah.
You know, their Preston could still go down.
Martin Lights keeps saying we don't score in important games, especially from our strikers. Aaron Samuel, we weren't very good today, is what Aaron is saying. Let's be honest, one man down or not. Paul Stratton, carbon copy of Burnley. Why is it that far off his line again? He once again stops Kitchen clearing the ball. Nathan Sullivan, I'll call it now. It is Collins. Is absolutely pants. Finn, we win against Borough, job done. If we don't deserve playoffs. That's correct, Finn. Chris Foster, we're doing our best to it up. Paul Stratton, hi Finn, Cabby not happy. 3 points. Great season. Dickie Cattle. Well said, Chris. I was exhausted after watching that for 18 minutes on TV. Imagine how knackered Collins, Binks, Kitchen and Latty and Bidwell were. Assassins Unite, well, we're still top 6. Be positive. Lamps has only signed 1 player. We spoke about this as well last week, didn't we? We said it's not his team yet. He's got this far with what Robbins had put together in the last 18 months. Aaron Samuel, I knew we'd leave it to the last match, typical City, but we'll end up going to win it. But like you say, injuries and now suspension may have knocked us back. We were saying it, we didn't expect it. Well, maybe we did. More mix-ups, of course, we used Miles. Well, I'm back in Cov at the Shepherd for tonight's gig. Wow, I'm exhausted. If I am, what about the players? Great effort, very proud of them. All we need to do is win next Saturday. PUSB, keep the faith. That's a very upbeat Miles, which is a change, isn't it?
I mean, we were all frustrated after the game. All of us frustrated walking back to the car, but at the end of the day, it's still not. Believe it or not, if Middlesbrough messed up again today, they failed to win. So it is still in our hands. We need to win. We know what we've got to do. We've got to go and beat them. Simple as that.
Yeah, I mean, in all fairness, if we'd have been playing Norwich at home and only drawn, I'd have been really disappointed now. When you know you could have been in the top 6 and a clear on goal difference. That's by
all effects, Norwich had a few good chances they could have won it, apparently.
I watched it, Ken. They should have won 3 or 4-0. They should have won 3 or 4-0. Yeah. Yeah, they had loads of chances.
Wow.
Yeah, Mark Rainbow, we know.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the teams in that bundle of clubs have all got problems with suspensions and injuries now. So it's what goes out on the pitch on the day, and you've got to make the most of it when you're on there. You've got to take your chance. And I still feel some of our players aren't.
I think it's worth pointing out as well. It looks like a bad start could cost us again.
Yeah.
For a 3rd year in a row. So this is why at the start of the season I was very critical of Robbins and the way the team were playing and the results we were having at the time. People were like, oh, it'll come good. I'm sorry that to me is not good enough. You need to start well.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, the season we got to the playoff final, we don't have that bad start. Okay, that was a little bit mitigating circumstances, but we don't have that bad start. We're challenging for automatics, not just playoffs.
Yeah.
You know, next season, whatever happens, we need to start well. We can't have a 4th season of doing that.
Mark Rainbow, we know you want to...
And on all... Sorry, I was just about to say, when we've dropped points against teams like Derby, Hull, Plymouth and Luton, that's a lot of points we threw away, isn't it?
Exactly, Ken. Yeah, so and we know they're fighting. We were saying earlier, but shouldn't we still be fighting? We're trying to get out of the division, aren't we?
Yeah.
You can't just use that as an excuse all the time. Mark Rainbow, we know all we have to do is win. all is doing a lot of heavy lifting in the statement. But with what team? Milan, Thomas, EMC potentially back after injuries, De Silva suspended. Question from Pompey Lille for you both. Why doesn't Sims look to head the long balls in midfield? I don't know. I don't know why he doesn't head them when he's up front. And no idea what's going on. I don't know what's going on in his head. And to me, they called it on the telly when they said Walsh had the ball too much when we had it down to 10 men. They're saying that Sims needed to drop deeper to try and negate that. But he didn't. He still left him up front. So is that a Lampard issue with his tactics there then? He should have done something to stop Liam Walsh. Wendy Heron.
Yeah.
Wendy Heron, we battled hard, so tense to watch. Such a shame about the gifted goal. Neil, do you really think we have a chance in the playoff? Can anyone explain why Sims plays? He's getting it big time today. Hi, Paul Cabby. Win against Borough incoming. Wembley again, LA. Frank Wood, expectations this season crazy. Before the season started, top 2 with this squad. By November, hope we stay in the division. Now, top 6. It's a crazy season. It certainly is. David Jackson, if we beat Borough, we're in the playoffs guaranteed. We draw, still probable be in there. Mill will have Burnley, Blackburn of Sheffield United. And Mick Kelly, will Middlesbrough bring the ref because they seem to get crap refs. Ian Usher, Coventry Warwick messed up my partner's gallbladder up appointment. Also, Claudio, well, there you go. That's great, isn't it?
Oh.
Glad to know we're not the only ones. Sansa United says, Oggy says Wilson isn't fit, could come on an emergency, but not 90 minutes. And he shouldn't be on the bench, should he? Yeah, ridiculous.
Trouble is, do you risk the young kid in that case? It's a big gamble, isn't it?
Yeah,
you can't do that. You're going to have to stick with Collins, unfortunately, for Middlesbrough, I think.
And that's why he's done it. I think. Yeah.
I'm going to wrap this up in a couple of minutes now because I've got a table booked at a local restaurant. And
oh, nice.
Yes.
Where is it? Can you tell us where it is? Where is it?
It's a something lounge in Kenilworth. Where you walk in, you'd have to book it, but we're going to get there for 6, you see, so I'm going to get my skates on.
Oh, okay.
So ultimately, it's we all knew deep down it was going to last match, which of course we are at the CBS. So way back in July then, Ken and Chris, if you were told you got one game, you're at home, last game of the season, Middlesbrough at home, if you win it, you're in the playoff semi-finals, would you have taken it, Chris?
Oh, yeah, of course, I would have snapped your hand off. But at the same time, it's the way the season goes. I mean, 'cause it's easy to say that at the start, but, the way it went, how well we were doing, then we've hit a roadblock, and you just think, now you're going to be disappointed with that, whereas before you would have been, especially in November, when you're like in the bottom 3, really would have snapped your hand off for the position we're in now. But it's a testament to how well we did that we're disappointed that we've not sewn it up already, I guess.
Yeah. Ken, what do you say?
Yeah, definitely I would have took it, to be honest, from where we were to where we are now. I would have took it, but it's just very frustrating because we could have had it all wrapped up a long time before this, couldn't we? And we could have been, but we don't never do things easy, do we, Coventry City? We always leave it to the last minute.
Well, it's another season, 8 seasons in a row where it's virtually has gone to the last game again, pretty much. There's always something going on. I'll read a couple of comments and we'll finish the show off. Back on Track says, at the start of the season, everyone wanted 2 left backs, 1 centre mid and a right back. We're nearly down to the bare bones. And Ian Small says, strange situation, we are 6. 1 game from a playoff and the mood is dire. I feel deflated. I have little faith in 3 or 4 key players. Injuries have exposed our weaknesses, still flying over Thursday. And I think that's why we're all feeling the same. It's like, I can't believe it. We can win on Saturday and we're in the playoffs. But it just feels like, because we lost the last 2 games, it doesn't feel like we're in the playoff places. It's weird. I keep looking at the table. I can see it. But we don't feel like we're playing like a playoff team at the minute, which is the worrying thing.
We've got a few issues to sort out, and hopefully we'll get them sorted out by Saturday.
Hopefully we'll have some players back off the injured list by Saturday.
Last chance saloon, isn't it? So,
Chris, quickly tell us about next Friday.
Yes, Friday, May the 2nd, we have our night with Micky Quinn. The great Miles Cadden will be hosting the night, I believe, with the help of you guys. Yeah, it's a great night. Please come. £10 a ticket. I believe the link is in the bio, and you can also buy at the club if you're local. And it'll be a great night. Had by all raffle where you'll be able to. Oh, sorry, wrong shirt. You'll be able to win that shirt there, the Micky Quinn home shirt. So that is the shirt that will be up for grabs, and you can also win his autobiography, which we hope will be signed by him by both. So yeah, please come down.
Ken, and join us tomorrow night, because we've got another 2 tickets to give away for the Micky Quinn night as well. So join us for a live show tomorrow night, 7:30, where I'm sure there'll be a lot of heated discussion on today's game.
Brilliant. Well, thanks for popping on, and we're going to do these probably in the future as well, especially next season when we can. If we're not all at the game, there's one of us at home, we can jump on and do this and let people have a quick say, of course, with the main show afterwards, and also with midweek fixtures as well. Instead of waiting until the Thursday, if we've got a game Tuesday, we'll do it Wednesday, or if it's Wednesday, do it Thursday, or Monday, do it Tuesday. You know what I mean? Anyway, thanks for listening in and watching, and your comments, like and subscribe, tell your friends, tell everybody, and cheers, Ken, for coming back and coming on for 10 minutes. That was great. Thanks for that. And Chris, for jumping on when I needed you. That was excellent. I'm off to have a massive dirty burger. Play up,
enjoy.
Play up Sky Blue.
Sky Blue Fans TV, for the fans, by the fans.